Hello, everybody. Beneficial Z here. It looks like it knows that I'm streaming. So, all right, let's go on my second survival world again. It loads with two balls. Yeah, this is weird. It doesn't do it normally. Sailing to your land. All right. So I found more diamonds. They're down here. I got 7, but I don't think I should make pants yet. Hey, what the heck? Oh yeah, and I may or may not have gone into creative mode to make a giant nether portal room. But that's just because I don't want to waste my time finding obsidian. Grieves a diamond. Bury me with diamonds. Yeah, there we go. Alright, well, I need to eat. I don't want to just die. So it's time to go hunting. Oh yeah, I killed an enderman, but he didn't give me anything. Hey villager, what are you doing out here? Oh wait! Maybe he did. Better put that in my booty chest. My, what you call it? Coffer. Yeah, I made a brewing stand upstairs, and then the villagers like, "Oh, I'm gonna be an alchemist now," or whatever it is. I don't know. This pack is confusing. If I tame that cat, it'll kill the creepers. You know, like that one. I'm gonna stay away. Because I don't have much health left. Dude, I'm almost at level 30. I gotta get Silk Touch already because I have an enchanted book that I traded with a, enchanter for. A librarian, sorry. Also, the obsidian room is like a bunker. I need to make furnace. Oh, I have apples. I have a golden apple. I know I'm wasting a coal on this. But honestly, it's just worth it. If you've ever tried mutton, you know how good it is. Like in real life. Better heal. Yay! There was a creeper out here, right? I could stand to get the gunpowder from that creeper. It probably despawned though. If there's any dogs, I'm gonna friend them right away. Why do I hear skelly bones? You know what? I'm gonna go into creative mode real quick. Wait. And I'm gonna just fly around and see if there's any other villages nearby. This is a big desert. Oh, holy shit. There is another one. So if I were to, I don't know, make a nether portal over here. And then let's do some, hopefully this isn't in the same spot. Of course it is. But that means, yeah. Yeah, so if I ever don't know where I am, or like if I'm over in that village and I don't want to be, I can just go in the nether and go out of the nether and I'll be fine. Oops. Alright. Alright. Time to... Ow. Scurvy's cure. Time to go find more diamonds. I want to get fortune though, but I'm not even level 30 yet, so even if I got fortune, I couldn't use it. Where's my armor? Huh? Anyone watching? Nope. Oreo, go away. I know you just love hearing my voice. You know what? I'm just gonna... There. I'm making a new mine shaft. You know what they say, the more mine shafts you have, better your chances of finding diamonds. And that is a euphemism, absolutely. Wish I could cut this part out, but I'm live streaming. Oh. Hit the wrong button. I'm gonna run into some ore eventually. You know, like that ore. Oh, cave. Oreo, go away. Oh my. This might be useful. Oh, diamond over there. Okay, so this is gonna be difficult. Good thing I got all this cobblestone. I fucked that up. Dude. I'll just bridge over on second thought. Always stay crouched for this. I found the jackpot room. I hate it when I miss. I gotta foolproof this for myself, if you know what I mean. Here I was thinking this was just a cave. I know this seems inefficient, but I don't trust myself. That was a close one. I could lose everything this way if I'm not careful. That's okay. If I do, I'll literally spot it back in. I won't give a shit. Actually, I will be kind of mad. That's why I'm making the railing. Because I don't trust myself. Oreo, what are you doing? Let's see what we got. Two diamonds. It's worth it. Yeah, totally. No sarcasm at all. Let's see if we can see anything from over here. No auto jump. No. Stop it. That was crazy. Let's see what we can find over here. I might have already been over here. Yeah, it's my other mine shaft. We go this way, we can get out. Right? Yeah, I know my mine shafts. Time to cut our losses. Dude, I handled that like a champ. Hell yeah. I'm gonna make a map. Oh yeah, I planted my sugarcane. Ow! Planted my sugarcane over here. Ah, yes. Back in my inventory. And what I do is I keep 3. Gonna keep getting bigger. You can make you can get sticks out of this, I found out. Yeah, it's great. Don't hurt yourself, Mr. Villager. I'm going to... No, wait. My main chest is down here. Oreo. Hey! If I go like this... Whoa. Yeah, it's a good thing I had that cobble, isn't it? Yeah, this is the Netherlands. Probably good policy that it closes in my face. Okay. If I would have hit it once, I would have gotten experience. Don't really need to smelt this steel, this iron ore. Yeah. Oh yeah, the sugar cane. That's what I was gonna do. Apparently, if you do 3 in a row, you make paper. And how do you make a map? Cartography table? Down here? Alright, so you get the paper. And I'm guessing an ink sac? Oh, I'm holding the ink sac. Squid died not on my behalf. Google time. Oh, you need a compass. How do you make the compass again? Alright. Oh, okay, that's easy. I'm gonna make my compass paper. Live dashboard. Hey, welcome to the live stream. Wait, is that Yuri? As in Yuri Akira? Or is that a different Yuri? Oh, hey, Bunny. You're gonna die one day. Yeah, you better run. I think I've got 3 papers, so I need. I think that should do it. I need your foot. Dang it. Oh, hey, cuz. How you doing, my dude? I forgot you had a Yuri account. Not that kind of Yuri. Don't worry. Get your mind out of the gutter, people. All right. Bingo. Look at that. Oh, you can see my nether portal area. There's just a big black dot on the map. I'm alright. How about you, cuz? Alright. Now, I'm going to use the table and make map bigger. Watch out for fuck. Watch out for diorite, dick. Yeah. But I'm not gonna make the map. Oh, I made it big in the wrong direction. Well, this way. I did some scouting. I think I already showed you. There's another village over here. Yeah, I'm just a dot on the map. I wonder if they have a cartography table over here, though. No sugar cane. It's not even that far. It's a cool structure. Probably should run anyway. Just because it's getting late. Hey, cave noises. Hey, I know what happens when you try to sleep in the nether. It explodes your bed. I'm not stupid. Alright, welcome to this village. Yeah, this is the desert village. Oh, half a house. Don't look at that. Don't look at that. Alright. Shit. You scared the crap out of me, Iron Golem. Cool. Don't know why the buttons are there, but cool. Welcome to castle. Ooh, book. Unfortunate sight of leaves. I got all this dirt. You know what I'm gonna do with it? Oh. Dude, this is a really nice village. I wonder if anyone has an enchanting table in this village. What are these guys? Clother. There's sheep in here. Water sheep? I'm not that stupid, guys. What's in here? Nothing. Don't know what's with all the buttons, since you can just literally open the door. Like, do these villagers know the concept of buttons? Okay, bread. mining with paper. Yeah, I'm smart enough to get a diamond pickaxe. Oh, hey, sheep. Why did it... Why did it, like, censor that comment, Yuri? Or cuz... I'll look for another desert temple, maybe. If there is one over here. Dick. Hey guys, look, it's a penis. Is this the chest I already looted? Yeah. I know, guys. I am the pinnacle of comedy. Here, have some stuff. How did I get... When did I get netherrack? You guys can have some white pebbles. Some stone of sands. Gray pebbles. White cloth. Brown pebbles. It thought your comment was explicit, so it censored it, Yuri. I had to click on it to allow it. Or cuz. I keep saying Yuri because your name is Yuri. In the... Yeah, and it censored it. What's this? Willing to trade anything? Okay. Yeah, you see what I mean. And yes, YouTube is very stupid. Imagine if it censored that because you were talking bad about YouTube. So yeah, if I just go through that nether portal twice, I'll end up back where I started. So I have a way back home. Emerald, yeah. I'm only stealing some things from your chest. No, this is the same room. Don't think I've been up here yet. Cartographer, what do you got? Oh. Well, as we know, YouTube is very stupid. Hello, librarian. Hello, potion seller. I need 3 of your finest potions. Hey, wait a minute. Yeah, I'm just trying to pillage the village without the villagers caring. Oh, I've been here before. These villagers are smart. They know how to build spiral staircases because, you know, some spiral staircases have like a hole straight down the middle. So when you go up them, you have the chance of falling down. At least in Minecraft. Why did you even close that door? This isn't even a house. This is a different tower one, so I gotta check the chest up here. Wait, what's this one? Am I just getting really fucking confused? I don't think I've been up here yet then. Oh. Yeah, Dan TDM, who I was watching earlier, is like, oh, don't villagers get mad when you take stuff from them? And I'm like, no. What gave you that idea? Yeah, they're always like, huh. Like, what? Oh, it's a loot. Okay. What's this building? I'm just looking for emeralds, honestly. How do you like my language pack? Yeah, that's all they do. All day, all night. Ew. Actually, you know what? I need that bread. That gamer bread. Wait, I can just... Alright, time to go back. I have pillaged the village enough. I know I'm mining wrong. Alright, so I observe. Alright. Uh-oh. Yes. Wait, watch this. Hey there. Wait, that didn't work? Shit, I'm going back. I thought you could deflect it. Wait, I got an idea. Okay, bye. I gassed you. If I hit it, will it... Yeah, the zombie pigmen really love people. I guess that gas doesn't give a shit about me. And look where I am. Oh no, I'm in my village at night. Get away from my house. All right. I have the perfect meme for that skeleton, but I'm not going to use it right now. Oh. Okay. Nice. Alright, I think I'm going to end it here. So, thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, comment, subscribe, and if you want to, let your friends know. You don't have to. And as always, I will see you all in the next video. Nice talking to you, cuz. I'll probably talk to you on Discord sometime. Alright, bye-bye!